Alright, my peoples. I'm back with another one, I guess. Turn off the other mic. It might get an echo or something. But this is from Facts Matters with Roman. You see his name down there. I can't say his last name. I'm messing it up, and then I make up the last name with the letters in there. That's just me. Anyways, so what I'm about to hear is what we about to listen to is about the ballot harvesting. So this is something we got to pay attention to too. Come August, September, October, when this is my opinion. Does not express the opinions of the person on this video. But besides this right here, what we're finna listen to real quick. My thing is August, September, October. Before November, I think November midterms, right? Before that happens, they're gonna start pushing and fear mongering on the next COVID variant. That's what's gonna happen. That's what the Democrats gonna do. That's all the devil have to work with right now. Them Democrats to run this program to get us locked down so they can do this ballot harvesting stuff and get the boxes out there again. We got to avoid this by all costs, because if they're gonna take Title 42 off the table to turn around COVID symptom or whatever people at the border, if they're gonna take this down, you cannot come up with nothing about COVID again, saying that we got to lock down the country because COVID is running rampant. Well, then that's your fault for letting these people in. You didn't think about that before you took down Title 14, did you? 42, my bad. God, dog. Title 42, right? So you didn't think about it then, China. Because America, I know y'all know this mother sucker's not our president, man. Y'all seen that video. I'm going to show that video next. Not on here because I got to find it first. Where they was at the White House yesterday or something like that. And Obama and them was turning their back on Biden like he wasn't even there. And he like a kid just wandering around the White House. Like, you pay attention to that, man. That junk tripped me out when I was looking at that, man. But anyways, we're going to talk about this here right here real quick. Let him go ahead and speak on for a minute. Which is only 13 minutes. We're going to get to some major parts. I'm going to stop it, say my point of view, what I think.
Integrity, which is of course more and more important now than ever before, given the fact that the midterms are coming up so soon. And so today, let's begin our discussion over in the state of Georgia, whose state election board has just authorized an official investigation into the ballot trafficking that took place in the year 2020. Now, this investigation was actually opened as a result of this complaint letter right here, which was sent to Georgia's Secretary of State. And it was written by an organization called True the Vote. This is the election integrity organization conducting all of this research. And in this letter, they laid out what they discovered took place in the Atlanta, Georgia metropolitan area. Here's how this letter begins. Quote, following a detailed account of coordinated efforts to collect and deposit ballots in drop boxes across metro Atlanta, True the Vote obtained publicly available surveillance video, as well as commercially available cell phone data, which revealed concerning patterns of behavior consistent with the reports made to our organization. Now, just to pause here for a super quick moment. As they alluded to in that opening sentence, True the Vote was able to figure out what was happening in Atlanta using three primary methods. First of all, they were able to actually interview a ballot mule, meaning someone who is trafficking ballots for money. Secondly...
What? Is you kidding me, bro? This boy he was trafficking ballots for money. Man, that says a lot. Can't say what I want to say, YouTube, but that right there says a lot. I ain't even got that many viewers, but for the people who don't see this dude right here, don't go to Facts Matters and watch this dude, because he getting this all off paperwork, man. He reading this is paperwork. And these dudes getting paid to traffic ballots. That's crazy, yo. That's real. That's messed up, man. And this shit we get shut down for. Expressing the truth. Expressing the facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts matter, man. This dude, he get the paperwork and he come up here, he put it out there to you. Straight up. Listen to this man, man. Listen to this man, dog. This is some bull crap. We all know what happened. And I'm not talking about it, but we know what happened now.
Used trillions of unique cell phone ping signals to retrace the steps of the ballot harvesters. And then thirdly, they reviewed over 4 million minutes of surveillance footage in order to see what was actually happening at the ballot drop boxes during the time that the cell phones were saying people were going there. And so let's go through what they found using each of these three methods, starting with the person that they were actually able to interview. Here's what True the Vote wrote in the letter. Quote, acting upon information provided to us, True the Vote's contracted team of researchers and investigators spoke with several individuals regarding personal knowledge, methods, and organizations involved in ballot trafficking in Georgia. One such individual, hereinafter referred to as John Doe, admitted to personally participating and provided specific information about the ballot trafficking process.
Now, about this, who was paying them? I want the dude to tell us that the guy who they caught that was giving this information, who was paying them? You know what I mean? Give this guy right here less time, like in the dope game, running like the dope game. Who paid you? Okay, that leads it up to the next person. Who paid you? Okay, now that leads us up to the next person. Now, who paid you? That is what we need right there. You did? We got to follow this money to the top. And that the ones who put that money there, we already know where. We'll put it like this: people who put money in this situation to have them people doing that should be charged with tampering with tampering. I want to say the words. And everything else. I'm gonna leave that alone on that one. But the dude, really? Like Mark Zuckerberg, Mark Fucktarberg, that motherfucker he need to be charged. I don't care what nobody say. These are facts. So that's what I'm saying. This is ridiculous, man. It's coming out now. It's coming out. Really? Now y'all want to bring this mess out? Yeah. In Georgia, y'all was the biggest state. Y'all know this. There we go. Okay. Y'all know this mess. Y'all bogus, dog. And they let this happen like this, dog. It's ridiculous, man. Real talk. Everybody involved should be charged. Everybody, the elites and all. And they should be sent to the gulag. I ain't gonna say the gulag. No, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say, what's that one where they used to hold the terrorists at? What's the name of that place? They just shut it down too, or trying to shut it down. Because some of the guys that got sent from there got sent back to Afghanistan. Now they out of Afghanistan. Now they higher up in a political rank. We negotiate with terrorists. Oh, man, this is ridiculous. Everything America stood for, we doing now. I mean, we doing the opposite. Negotiate with terrorists over in Afghanistan type dealio. What's happening, man? What is this world coming to, bruh? Like, for real. That's just saying, it's a sign. We a couple more steps away from being a superpower. Then, a couple of years after that, 10 years or so after that, well, I'll be up there in my 60s or something. Years after that, we'll be a third world country. Because they finna F us up. We owe too much debt, bro. We owe too much debt. And all these social media websites and apps are involved in helping the destruction of America. Yes. And especially you liberals, you libertarians, and you Democrats. Real talk, because the libs should be saying something. But they nothing no more. And the Democrats, you know what they about. They working for the devil. Yeah. Real talk. It's BS, man. We gotta pay attention, man. We gotta focus again. It don't make no goddamn sense, for real. So this must go on the thing like that. It needs to go like that. Maybe something like that here. But I need 2 screws to screw that in. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let the video play again. My bad, y'all.
Agreement of anonymity. Now, I just want to pause here for another quick moment. There's a footnote in this letter explaining why the identity of this particular individual was redacted. And it's because they wanted to, for one, protect the individual's safety, as well as to make sure that he feels comfortable speaking about committing a crime, something that he wouldn't likely do if his identity was publicly available. Regardless, let's dive into what John Doe was saying actually took place during the year 2020. Here's what he said, quote, John Doe described a network of non-governmental organizations, otherwise known as NGOs, that work together to facilitate a ballot trafficking scheme in Georgia. John Doe claimed to have been one of many individuals paid to collect and deliver absentee ballots during the early voting periods of the November 2020 general election and the January 2021 runoff election. While acknowledging that others might view his actions as inappropriate, John Doe did not seem to understand the unlawful nature of this conduct, nor that it might constitute organized criminal activity. John Doe's perception was that he had been hired to do a job, and it was appropriate to be paid for the services rendered. However, I do want to point out that what John Doe is describing in this testimony here is in fact illegal under Georgia state law. That's because according to HB 316 in the state of Georgia, a voter can either personally mail a ballot for him or herself, or it can be delivered by an immediate family member, someone like a dad, a daughter, or mother, etc. Meaning that this practice of ballot harvesting is completely illegal within the state of Georgia. But it doesn't look like that actually stopped the individuals from doing it anyway. Here's how the testimony continues. Quote, John Doe's assignment included collecting ballots, both from voters in targeted neighborhoods and from NGOs that had their own ballot collection processes, delivering those ballots to other NGOs, picking up designated ballot bundles from the same group of NGOs, and depositing ballots into drop boxes spanning 6 counties in the metro Atlanta area.
Wow.
Each would typically include between 5 to 20 ballots. John Doe described a payment validation process which involved taking cell phone pictures of the drop box where ballots were deposited. Participants were compensated typically at a rate of $10 per ballot. John Doe stated that he had been paid directly by one of these NGOs. What is being described here is an illegal ballot harvesting scheme. It appears that these NGOs in the Atlanta area, they were soliciting as well as harvesting ballots, and then they were paying ballot mules $10 a pop in order to get them delivered into a box. Now, you might be looking at this testimony and you might say, hold on, Roman, that's pretty damning, but how do we know that it's actually true? Well, the election watchdog group, they took this testimony and they used it as their basis for the second method of research. What they did was that they purchased commercially available cell phone ping data, which is also known as geospatial mobile device information. And as we mentioned in yesterday's episode, this cell phone data, it allows researchers to follow the footsteps of individual cell phone users throughout time. It's fairly accurate, and using this method, you can fairly effectively retrace a person's whole life, where they work, where they live, where they shop, where they eat, and so on. And that is exactly what True the Vote did here in Atlanta. And here's what they said they found. Quote, after reviewing this data, True the Vote was able to confirm certain patterns of activity around absentee ballot drop boxes as initially reported by John Doe. During the runoff election period, in 6 counties in and around Atlanta, 552,987 cell phones came within a narrowly defined distance of ballot drop boxes during our study period. However, 242 unique devices made repeat trips to drop boxes, averaging 23 trips each. These same 242 devices also went repeatedly, averaging 8 trips each to specific NGOs. These 242 individual devices went to drop boxes a total of 5,668 times, with approximately 40% of the visits occurring between the unusual hours of 12 a.m., meaning midnight, and 5 a.m., meaning that these researchers found
they was doing this.
42 people making an average of 23 trips to ballot drop box.
Ain't this about some BS, man? This about some shit right here, bruh. These motherfuckers, they was doing it between 12 and 5 a.m., y'all. In these ballot boxes, dog. This some bull crap, man. And man. I hope y'all understand what the heck happened, man. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I ain't gonna say what I knew, but we all know. We all knew. Fucking Democrats ain't jack, bro. On the real. Can't play fair. You want to know why they can't play fair? They ain't got no legs, man. They ain't got no policies, bruh. That's all it is. No policies. They don't have any. Only thing they can run on is racism, cops killing people, or black people. What else? COVID. That's all they can run on. They nothing, man. Without these things they doing, they would not even be acknowledged. On the real. If they stop doing all the petty shit they do, people wouldn't even know what a Democrat is. They'd be so far, because the only thing they can run on is that they got to run on the top news, and they got to lie, like the Don't Say Gay bill that had not a word in it that said gay. Man, it's ridiculous, man. We gotta wake up, my peoples. We gotta wake up. I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
While at the same time visiting the office of an NGO at least 8 times each. Then, and this is where all their research really begins to come together, True the Vote subpoenaed the video surveillance footage of these drop boxes. And then they were able to line up the time codes of the cell phone ping tracking data with the video surveillance footage in order to see what was actually happening on the ground at the moments that these ballot mules were there. And frankly, it's exactly what you'd expect. Here's what they said they found. Quote, the video, though often grainy and sometimes distant, revealed numerous unusual behaviors. Individuals were observed attempting to deposit multiple ballots into the Dropbox. Sometimes, the person was attempting to deposit so many ballots that they were unable to fit them all in, and the video shows ballots falling to the ground.
Wow.
Additionally, in our cursory review of surveillance video, it was confirmed that individuals made repeat visits to drop boxes. Cars were observed with out-of-state license plates, including rental cars, identifiable because of the sticker seal rental car companies affixed to the driver's side door.
Ain't this a mess? Bruh, we was duped. We was literally duped. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. Can't say much on my end, but I'm going to let him do the talking. He doing it.
In itself is not necessarily problematic. However, it is notable because these out-of-state and rental cars were driven by individuals who are also in our target study group of 242 devices. Consistent with John Doe's report regarding the proof necessary to receive payment, individuals were observed taking cell phone photos, not of themselves, but of their ballot deposits or of the drop box after the ballots had been deposited.
Wow.
Then, the researchers go on to say that a very curious phenomenon began to occur on December the 23rd. Here's what they wrote, quote, curiously, a change in behavior seemed to occur on or around December 23rd, 2020, the day after Arizona authorities announced that fingerprints on absentee ballot envelopes helped uncover an illegal ballot harvesting scheme in that state. After that announcement, individuals depositing ballots into drop boxes in Georgia are seen wearing blue surgical gloves. They often put them on just before picking up their stack of ballots and remove them as they exit the drop box area. You know that sometimes it's bored when people are wearing surgical gloves in order to hide their fingerprints.
Wow.
Hey, Roman, it's me.
Dog, y'all don't see this, man. I know a lot of people ain't even about the process of voting and nothing like that. I was one of them people. I was not about this process, you know what I'm saying? But when something happened irregularly, and we all see it with our own eyes, and then now we get struck down and warnings and everything else for saying what we saw with our own eyes. You know what I'm saying? And then the Democrats go and tell the social media's outlets and everything, don't let this be seen. Make a policy that they can't say this or do this and do that. But you motherfuckers got y'all money off the USA. Why would y'all want to hide this shit? Oh, because y'all elitists now. Yeah, I see now. You motherfuckers ain't nothing either. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Y'all ain't shit, dog. Yeah, I'm on your shit, talking this shit. Because for one, people would have more information about everything that's going on in the world right now. If you motherfuckers didn't sit here and do whatever the Democrats say, because y'all devils too. Or y'all demons too, because the devil's got y'all doing his work. You know what I'm saying? Y'all demons too. Man, y'all bogus, man. And then you got to have paperwork like this guy right here to say this stuff he's saying, which I really appreciate that. But then I got my other sites I go to too, which I done said before. You know what I mean? And they spit the truth. And they talk about how YouTube is doing what they doing. And how Twitter is doing what they doing. And how Facebook do what they do. And who's behind that. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I got my information at too. I go behind the scenes and I look at other sites where they got their own little pages. Like he got his own little too. You know what I'm saying? Offside of YouTube. He got his Epic Times. You get plenty info, dog. Plenty info, yo. Real talk. You get some info out there, man. I just can't subscribe to them yet. The other ones I can look at free. I can look at some of his stuff on there free too. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, you go do the research and find the information you want to see, or either that you find the information that's against what you don't want to hear or something, or that's going with what you want to hear, whatever enlightens you. I look for both sides, and then I look at it like this don't make sense over here, but this makes a hell of a lot of sense to see them doing it the way they doing it. Yeah, and then you put it together on your own. You know what I mean? But if you're a liberal, the deep state, leftist, or whatever, you gonna believe anything the left side say. Anything. I was one of them. They talking about the left is the Republicans is racist and all that back in the day. I used to believe that. You know what I mean? I used to believe all that. But then I found out, hold on, the Democratic Party was the racist party. You know what I mean? When they tore down Black Wall Street, that was the KKK, the Democratic Party. Black Wall Street was a mother sucking what you call. They was conservative over that way. You know what I mean? And they weren't. I won't say outright conservative, but the way they maneuvered, the way they controlled everything, it was more of a conservative style. The whole situation, that whole Black Wall Street area was more conservative. The way they moved, dressed, and did things. That's why you say they're conservative, not Republican. Conservative about how they live their life. You know what I mean? They lived a structured life. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I call conservative. You know what I mean? They wasn't out here doing the things, most people do. They was trying to build themselves up and get their kids up and get them off to school because of that school program had started well before that too. You know what I'm saying? So think about that right there. I don't know why I keep doing that with gum in my damn mouth. What the heck I was thinking? So think about that for a minute though. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Real talk, man. We need to pay attention. We need to pay attention and not let it happen again. Because if we don't pay attention, guess what's going to happen? It's going to happen again. Alright, we're going to go back to the video. This is the end of his little infomercial. But this is my dude, man. He good peoples. And I don't get paid for this, so I ain't got to say nothing about no paid advertisement. It's not my advertising. That's why I just skip past it. So I don't get branded for something.
Regardless, it's also worth noting that even though Georgia state law requires that all Dropbox locations must be under 100% video surveillance footage, well, when True the Vote actually requested the footage, here's what it says, quote, county officials were only able to produce an estimated 20% of the surveillance video requested in the counties of
BS, bro.
DeKalb, Cobb, and Gwinnett. However, 20% of the footage still amounted to about 4 million minutes of video, which was enough for these researchers to figure out what was happening.
There we go.
So, what appears to have taken place.
Imagine if they would add 100% of the video.
Large-scale ballot trafficking.
They'd add 100% of the videos because they bogus. Wasn't no cameras on them ballot boxes. That's not cool either. You dig? So the cameras supposed to be on the ballot boxes. What they do? Go off at a certain time, from 1 to 5 in the morning. Makes you wonder, don't it? These motherfuckers got over on us, bro. On everybody. They duped the whole America. The whole America was duped. Real talk. We all got duped.
Scheme wherein 242 people made 5,668 different trips to drop boxes, and they were likely paid $10 per ballot to do so.
So how much do you think they got?
Which shows ballot people dropping off so many ballots that they sometimes can't even fit them
all in.
Well, it might be the case that this scheme was responsible for potentially tens of thousands of votes, at least within the Atlanta metropolitan area. And then furthermore, given the fact that no one has been held accountable, well, there is no reason to assume that this type of scheme won't happen again in the future.
It's going to happen again.
Which was just approved by Georgia's State Elections Board. Specifically, about 10 days ago, they approved a subpoena which will allow the Secretary of State's office to both secure evidence as well as to compel testimony in this particular case. Meaning that they can now take the evidence that True the Vote found and compel the individuals involved to actually speak under oath. Here's specifically what the Georgia's Secretary of State said in a statement. We need to get a subpoena for the fella who this John Doe is. Was he paid? How much was he paid? And then who paid him? And we're going to follow the money. And we're going to get to the
That's what they should have been doing.
This if we find that there's substance.
Ain't no if, it's substance. There's a lot of substance.
Progresses. If you would like to read this testimony for yourself, as well as to go through all the data and go through the methodology that the researchers used to get to their findings, I'll throw a link to this document as well as some of the other documents. It'll all be down there in the description box below this video, which, by the way, is right next to that like button, which I hope you take a moment to smash because you might not know this, but YouTube recently changed their like button such that when you smash it on your smartphone, well, confetti gets released. I suggest that you take a moment to test it out with this video. And now, I wanted to let you know that over on Epic TV, just earlier today, I published an exclusive episode that you will not be finding here on YouTube that deals with the vaccine mandate currently being pushed by the U.S. military, specifically the U.S. Navy. And in that case, there were two relatively big developments. One is that a federal judge broadened the religious accommodation protection such that it no longer only covers about 35 U.S. Navy SEALs, but in fact it covers about 4,000 members of the U.S. Navy who are seeking for religious accommodation from the vaccine mandate. However, there was a recent setback at the level of the U.S. Supreme Court. And so in order to unpack what's really happening, in order to get to the bottom of what's happening in this case, I took the opportunity to speak with Mr. Mike Berry, who is the lawyer representing the actual U.S. Navy SEALs who are filing the suit against the...
Why is they trying to get this? They trying to get this stuff in our... I already knew they was doing it, but they trying to get into our military, bro. Huh. Wow. You know what that is? That's China, bro. I don't care what nobody say. That's China. Do that. So when the time comes, we'll be defenseless. We already defenseless. They already know how to get to us, but they got to do it in the maneuver where it won't awaken everybody at once. So this slow process they doing, just like how it took for China to become what they are, it was a slow process to get where they are. And now it's going to be a kind of speedy process to bring America down to its knees. But attacking our soldiers and getting at our soldiers where they weak and half of them have to leave the military and all this type of stuff. Oh yeah, whoever the lieutenants, colonels, and all that of the Navy, they should be stripped. If they agree with this and they forcing this on their soldiers or whoever the head dude over the Navy, should be stripped of his stripes. Real talk. Real talk. I ain't gonna say why, but I'm saying this. He needs to be stripped of his stripes because he doing too much. You're doing too much, bro. The research is out here. The data is out here. You're doing too much, man. You're doing too much, man. I can't respect a colonel or whatever that's forcing people to do something they don't want to do, man. There was a time you could say no to everything, bro. Now you can't say no, and they want to force you to do it. And to the ones that did it or do something like this, congrats. Don't forget to get your whatchamacalls either. You know what I mean? But man, realistically, man, this is some BS for real, yo. I don't even understand how we letting this happen to our army, our military, bro. They shouldn't be forced to do jack, yo. There's no research like that, bro. And YouTube, you know it wasn't no research before this, so don't come at me with nothing else, bro. I'm not saying what exactly the research about, but you know. And I'm on the topic of this right here, but you know, and I ain't saying what it is, but that's bogus, bro. That we can't even speak on that, yo. I'm expecting a strike after this, because I'm about to load this up. Motherfucking YouTube bogus, punk ass motherfuckers.
The U.S. government, and we discuss what's happening in this case, what the future of the vaccine mandate within the U.S. military can look like, as well as what the implications are for the broader public at large.
When the court issued an injunction back in January, it only extended to those 35 people that were named in the case. But now, with the class-wide certification, what that does is converts it into a class action lawsuit. So this will protect, potentially, everybody in the Navy who has requested a religious accommodation from the military vaccine mandate. And I think this is part of the reason why. People who are serving in the military want to know that the government, that the United States military has their back. If they're going to put their lives on the line to defend this country and defend our freedom, the very least we can do is ensure that they don't lose the very freedoms that they're protecting. But that's not happening right now. We have to have that in a free country if we're going to continue to be the nation that we've always known as the United States. They're using it as a way of punishing them, which is unconstitutional and it's illegal. When you serve in the military, you give up some of your freedom, some of your autonomy. You don't give up your religious freedom.
If you want to check out that exclusive episode, I'll throw a link to it. It'll be right there at the very top of the description box. I hope you check it out because, frankly, what we discussed has implications well into the future for this country. Again, that link will be right there at the very top of the description box. Hope you check it out. And then until next time, I'm your host, Roman from the Epic Times. Stay informed and stay free.
Stay informed and stay free, man. Do your own research, man. Don't let these motherfuckers bring you to your knees, man. Have you out here wondering what you're going to do next when you could already be prepared somewhat? I mean, real talk, man. We can't let this shit happen, man. We can't keep letting it happen. When is most people going to wake up, man? Open your eyes, dog. Open your eyes. We all know somebody. Open your eyes, man. I know a few people, probably a dozen. You know what I mean? So I know y'all put that together with y'all self, man. Y'all see, you ain't got to hear about it on here, but you can find it. Yeah, you can find it. CDC, excuse me, they got to update their stuff too, and the FDA got to update their stuff. Go on there. They got a lot of stuff on there too, man. And this is the other one, America's Doctors or something like that. Something like that. I can't think of what it was. But boy, this hurts. This does not feel good. It does not feel good. This is not cool. Damn. China doing their thing, man. I'm sorry to say. China doing their thing. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm out of here, man. I'm a little bit irritated now. But I'm uploading this regardless. Fuck that.